Hello my friends and welcome to the Moist Alien Planet survival video game. Today I have a few mods for you, some of which are cool utility, some of which are just pretty neat, and some of which will scare your pants off. So let's see the pixels. And yes, I am still running the death run mod. I am not removing this until the run is over. I'm sorry, we'll just have to deal with the consequences. Oh god, this is a terrible spawn location. Anyways, do you guys consider yourselves forgetful players? Like, you might just be walking around and then... Wait, what was I talking about? Right, whether you consider yourselves forgetful players. Well, I sometimes do. And for those moments, we have the ToDo List mod. What this does is it simply adds this new tab into your PDA where you can add items, name them, for example, make very cool video, and then you can add as many as you need. Now once you've added these, they will stay there for as long as you need them to, and then you can simply tick them off like so, or remove them back, and you can either delete them individually, or if you have too many of them, you can clear all completed items and it will make the list empty again. You might be thinking, okay, why would I need this? Well, there are often things I need to remember when I'm playing, like for example that there's a Reaper down there and I really shouldn't be here. In my opinion, a great utility mod, seems immersive enough, and there really isn't any reason not to get it. Moving on, let's go look at some new biomes, shall we? So I have two new mods for you. These are, I would probably describe them as more tests to try creating some new biomes, but I'm sure the mod author would appreciate some feedback on these, so let's take a look. What we're looking at here is the algae blue zone. That seems to also be covered quite a bit by the red plants you'd find in the grassy plateaus. In fact, it is on the edge of the grassy plateaus here, and it's a pretty small biome. I mean, you can see there's not much to it. I think the aesthetic of it works. I feel like the blue texture becomes a little too repeating, and these red spikes, I mean, they're actually kind of disturbing, I'm not gonna lie. Not bad. Well, let's look at one more. Now, this one is supposed to be the blue spades. That's a bit more intense, I reckon. If anything, this really reminds me of early access Subnautica, when they were just kind of trying out all kinds of different tools for building landscapes, like this cube right here. I'm not gonna lie, I like the aesthetic. I've always liked the idea of the twisty bridges, and this seems like a start. I also really like this bottom material. I'm not even sure where this is from. Like, the green color gives the idea that it could be the Lost River, but I like it. It looks cool. So yeah, if you guys are looking to spice up the world with two tiny new biomes like this, you absolutely can. And we have arrived onto the island, and that can only mean one thing. It's time for a new sub. Now here we go. Now this one is called the Chameleon, and it is very cool. And once you build it, you will immediately notice that it looks a bit more rectangular than the other subs. It's not as smooth. And while initially you might think that's, just a rough model, I actually think there might even be a canon explanation for this. So here she is. Looks very different than anything we've seen so far. So this is the Chameleon Sub. We clearly need power cells for it, that makes sense. Here we have a bunch of upgrades that also make sense. For example, we can get some depth modules and a thermal reactor module. That's super cool. I'm gonna power this bad boy up, and there she goes. Let's get behind the helm. Wow, this is difficult to see from. Holy crap. I like that the UI is adjusted. This is super cool. We have some external cameras, one at the top. So let's start the engine. Now, in speed and everything, it seems a little faster than the Cyclops, but not by much. The reality is, what you want this sub for is this. When you click activate cloaking mode, you can see everything has gone dark purple around me. And from the outside, you can see that the sub is now very, very hard to see. Well, presumably for creatures at least. I'm gonna try to free cam out of it to give you an idea. That was probably not a good idea. Oh, this is very not good. I believe my leg is stretched all the way. Oh my god. Right, sorry about that. We're back. So I'm gonna activate the cloaking device. Now, when we exit the sub, look at that. As the player, obviously we're able to see it. But if you're just a regular Leviathan, you're paying attention to bigger things. This is definitely harder to spot, and that's the whole idea. Let's spawn a Reaper and see what's what. Okay, I probably should have exited the sub before spawning the Reaper, I'm not gonna lie to you. And let's see if we get attacked. And we're on the death run right now, so that means they're hyper aggressive. Still nothing. But now, oh yeah, if I disable the cloaking device, he is very, very much coming for me. Oh, that is not nice. No, 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 no. Luckily, this thing is friggin' fast. Look at that. I'm out swimming the Reaper in a straight line. Oh, he's a relentless bugger, isn't he? Oh my god, what a chase. He even jumps out of the water to get me. Alright, cloaking device on. And look at that. He no longer sees me and goes away. So this thing is absolutely amazing. And finally, if you've been following any of the big Subnautica creatures, I am sure you're aware of the Bloop and Blaza Leviathans. If you're not, let me give you a quick introduction. This, my friends, is the Bloop. It looks like a giant blimp. It is absolutely horrifying, but you know, almost kind of cute in some ways. And it can mostly be found around more shallow waters. Wait, can I give it a scan? Let's see what we can learn about this thing. It does represent an elongated sphere. So this has everything, including the vortex attacks, and in general, it's just a very, very cool looking fish. Now the Blaza Leviathan is the stuff of my worst nightmares. This thing looks like just an absolute horror show. It lives in deeper water. It looks like it could eat my entire family and not blink, probably because it has no eyelids. But the way it moves is just kind of mesmerizing. You can mostly find these in deeper areas such as the Lost River, and oh my god, it's attacking the blimp. So far, these mods have been mostly unavailable for people who play Subnautica 2.0, but that is no longer the case, as I'm very happy to announce that both of these are now available on the Nexus for you. So if you're playing on Subnautica 2.0 and you want to mod these into the game, you can do it for free right now. So definitely don't miss the opportunity to do that. And a massive shout out to Lee23, the absolute modding legend. But anyways, guys, that is all I have for you this episode. So I really hope you enjoyed the mods. And if you did, maybe consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. All those would be very much appreciated. With that, I'm going to wish you all a beautiful rest of the day, and I'll see you in whatever next video I make. Bye bye.